Number 8, Alabama visiting number 14, Missouri. Undefeated Tigers facing their first ranked opponent this season. Bama seeking to do something they've never done, taking down 3 straight ranked opponents to start league play. First play of the second half in a 7-point game, Ty Simpson under duress. Can't escape the pocket, strip sack by Zion Young and recovered by Damon Wilson the second. Mizzou ball, Simpson's first fumble lost of the season. Ensuing drive, 3 plays later, Bo Prabula taking it himself. We're tied at 17, third game this season with 1 or more passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. We're still tied at 17, early fourth. Bama going forward on 4th and 1, just over midfield. Simpson faking the handoff, tossing it to Miller, who gets the first down and more. Stays down after the play. Play would be reviewed for targeting. No targeting called, but Miller heads to the tunnel as Alabama's running back would not return. Simpson lofting it to Daniel Hill for the touchdown to put Alabama up by 10. Potential dagger here late in the fourth. Eli Drinkwitz not going down without a fight. They've got their timeouts. Full allotment. Prabula sending it to Donovan Olongude. Contested catch for the first down in the red zone. They would take a lot of looks at that one. Position the ball there. Prabula connecting to his guy again. So it's a 3-point game. Again, 3 timeouts. Mizzou would attempt an onside kick and fail. Defense would get that 3 and out. So one last chance. 3rd and 10, less than a minute left to go. Dijon Lee for the Tide. Alabama survives 27-24. Marquise Johnson was screaming that he was wide open on that play as Bama gets it done, as I mentioned, 3-0 against ranked opponents in league play for the first time in program history. It's also 7 straight games as a victory over Missouri for Alabama, and they've also won 5 straight games against AP-ranked teams and 3 on the road. And with that, we say welcome to CBS Sports HQ postgame. I'm Tommy Tran, Damien Harris, Bryant McFadden, and Bud Elliot. Once again, final in the SEC, a 3-point victory for your Crimson Tide. Where do you want to start?
Well, we can start with this. Does Alabama have the best resume in college football right now? I think so. Because what did you say to start this?
First 3-0 start in SEC play, all coming against AP-ranked teams in program history.
And the team that they happened to play today was, what, number 4 scoring offense in the country, number 2 scoring defense in the country. They go on the road. They handle business. The receivers don't have to do much. I mean, your leading receiver, Lozier Brooks, 58 yards. Okay, Jan Miller, 20 carries, 85 yards. Ty Simpson, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, that's great. But the point I'm making is they didn't have to do too much. They handled this Missouri team without their best stars playing like stars. Now, where I know we all would like to get into is one of their biggest stars that has gone missing is Ryan Williams. Now, I'm not even here to talk about Ryan Williams and what he's not doing. I'm just here to point out the facts and bring this to everybody's attention. Look at me. Imagine, I just said, me and Tommy together, we just said that this Alabama football team has the best resume in college football. I would argue that they're maybe the 1 or 2 outside of Miami or Ohio State. They're doing this without Ryan Williams. Now, how much better is this Alabama football team going to be when number 2 turns into an alpha? I can tell you they're going to be a whole hell of a lot better because they've gotten better with the run game. They've gotten better defensively. I mean, LT Overton had a day today. He is stepping up as the leader of this defense. Ty Simpson is surgical with it. He can dice you. He can hit the deep ball. He can find different guys to get involved. We're all just still waiting for Ryan Williams, not because we're disappointed, maybe some people are, but truly because we see the potential of this Alabama team and where they're able to go if he ups his level of play. So great win for Alabama, great performance in the run game, in the pass game, defensively. It's time to get number 2 going. Enough said.
Today was a statement game for Alabama because of what they've done so far leading up to this Mizzou game and all the hype that was associated with the Mizzou as they got ready for this ball game. And to your point, they won in an ugly fashion. And sometimes that's needed because you might not be able to score 30 or 40 points per ball game. You got to be able to grind it out in an ugly matter. But let's talk about the defense because coming into today's matchup, it was about Ahmad Hardy and how prolific he's been, how outstanding he's been.
Come on now.
52 yards today on 12 carries. They basically effaced him out of the game plan. They made Mizzou become one-dimensional. And that played into the part of what Alabama wanted to do defensively. It forced multiple turnovers, but the key defining stat for me, Mizzou, they were 1 of 10 on third downs. If you don't convert third downs, you cannot win ball games. So when you look at everything that is going on positive with the Alabama Crimson Tide, there's a lot you can talk about. But today, their defense improved dramatically. Ty Simpson is already a dude. I think he's the best quarterback in the SEC. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in college football in totality. But what he did not do today, the defense did for them.
Come on.
That is a scary thing to think of when you factor in doing all of these great things without their star wide receiver showing up in the stat sheet like we think he should be in Ryan Williams.
And B-Mac, they won third down because they won first down. Like Bama actually fit the run today. I think they allowed like one truly explosive rush from a back. More than half of Missouri's third downs were 8 or more yards, right? That takes Verbuler's legs out of it on scrambles. It means I don't have to give a damn about play action on third and medium, third and short. Like, you won third down because you won first down. Like, Bama has not fit the run all that well this year. That was a huge key for today's game. And they probably had, like, 2 busts on a fit all game. Like, they were really pretty consistent with that.
Just to button up everything that we had, 23 receptions by Bama players today. None from Ryan Williams, 200 yards receiving, none from Ryan Williams. How about Kalen DeBoer, now 14-2 against ranked teams? And there's always this narrative about him being a big favorite, Bud, and maybe fading him in tips, specific scenarios. But under this scenario, you can back them to win the game.
Yeah, they found a way to win. This is like they almost wanted to play Missouri's game plan. That it was like, we're going to run the ball, especially after Ty got crunched, maybe like a midsection injury. He kind of was a little suspect there for a couple drives. Came back, finished out strong. That ball on third and long he threw was exceptional, and to convert the fourth down there as well. But finding different weapons to spread the ball around to. I thought Simpson was great in the pocket today, too. I mean, there's a lot of times Missouri had him dead to rights. I know they had 4 sacks for -25. If he didn't work some magic back there, that could have been 6 for -45. Like, he really was great with his pocket presence and pocket movement.
Also in the red zone, too.
Yeah.
He was really, really good in the red zone. He didn't really do a lot in between the 20s, but when they got into scoring areas, he was precise with his passes, man. He's playing at a high level, man. This is going to be an entertaining year for Alabama.
He's playing at a high level, and I want to go back to the original question at hand about Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer is coaching at a high level. And you know what Kalen DeBoer has done that we're not talking about, so I'm going to give him the flowers for? He's blocked out the noise, just like his predecessor did. He's looked in the mirror and taken ownership of, okay, well, maybe I can do something a little bit better here. Defensively, we haven't been able to stop people for the last year and a half. Well, we're going to get that fixed. We're going to get that fixed. What about the offense? Last year, we had a quarterback and a marriage between DeBoer and Jalen Milroe that didn't work. Well, I'm going to play my guy. There was a lot of heat that he took for not starting a guy like Keelan Russell. Guess what he said? I'm sticking with my guy, because he saw Ty Simpson every single day at practice, and he saw what we are now seeing and becoming accustomed to. So flowers and hats off to Kalen DeBoer, because he is staying the course. He knows the winning formula. All he had to do was bring that to a place that had a culture that was just a little bit different, in an environment, in an SEC conference that was a little bit different. He just needed a little bit of an acclimation phase, and a lot of people were out on him, just like the lady, I wish I knew her name, who went on talking about what she would do if she won the lottery.
She won the lottery ticket.
You know what I'm saying? I've even had my own personal
all y'all did. Everybody.
So let me ask Bud and BMAC something that you guys were all there against Alabama in week 1 against Florida State in Tallahassee. And the conversations, to your point about Kalen DeBoer, can't coach, can't put discipline, the team doesn't execute it. What's changed since the games against Georgia, Vandy, and now Missouri, BMAC?
I think the focus changed. I think the focus, they got healthier. Remember, Alabama, Florida State, they were missing some key contributors. The best defensive lineman was not in the lineup. Clearly, Jam Miller was not there. And that's the week 1 is the week of unknowns. You never know what you're going to see in college football in week 1. But that really brought them down to ground zero, where they kind of dialed back in, and everyone was kicking dirt on them. So they kind of looked themselves in the mirror and said, you know what, I need to be better as a coach, as a player, because you never question talent. You never question, do they have enough talent? Do they have the dudes? They have all of these said things. They just didn't put forth the display that we know they could. Now, quarterback is playing at a high level. The defense is playing much better. They're tackling better. You have skill guys doing what they're supposed to do, and the offensive linemen are mauling people. So when you look at all of this, along with the coaching that Kalen DeBoer and his staff is providing, it's not a surprise to see them do what they're doing, but during the summer, we all felt like they were a legit playoff caliber team and a team that could definitely compete for a championship. They're just showing all of us these things now outside of what they didn't show week one.
I mean, Bama was my national title pick, right? And week one, they come out, their defense against the mobile quarterback looks exactly like it did last year against mobile quarterback, which was just organized, not fitting the run, angles were garbage, tackling was kind of suspect. And I thought Simpson in week one, he wasn't going the wrong place with the ball. He was just a half count late. Florida State had like 5 or 6 PBUs in that game that if he's on time with it, he's probably got a couple of nice completions out of some of those balls. I think he's settled down. They're probably more in tune with what to call for Simpson in a game. That was his first kind of true big road start. Obviously, they came out and torched Georgia in the first half there. So you look at that, and the defense just seems to be playing with a little bit more discipline. Like they're not just so hair on fire to their detriment. Like they're still playing hard, but they're not just seeing the first thing and going and getting caught on all these fakes so much anymore.
You know what we used to say all the time, Tommy Tran? Us against the world. That's what this Alabama team has done. With all the talk from alum, from media, from former players, from all of us, they have taken that, and instead of leaning into that, they have said, you know what, enough is enough. Let's close the doors. Everything that's inside of this building, inside this locker room, it's about what's in here. It don't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter who shows up against us Saturday after Saturday after Saturday. They're just the next on the schedule. That is the Alabama mentality that we've been waiting for, and it's finally showing up.
If you are a believer in Alabama, which it sounds like you guys are, plus 650, third shortest odds to win the national championship, roughly 7-1 coming into the weekend, so still a little bit of value in terms of the Crimson Tide. Again, if you believe, like Bud, that they could be your national championship winner. One final thought on Mizzou, Bud, just give me an encapsulation of the Tigers after this loss here.
I think still a really good football team. Alabama made Bo be a passer, especially in bad down and distance. That's just really not his game. If you can make that team one-dimensional, you can beat them, and that's what Alabama did. I think they're still really good. I think they're still alive for the playoff, honestly. That's a good football team. Bama's just a little bit better today.
Eli Drinkwitz was one of the better head coaches down at halftime to win. They fall a little bit short, but still they were doing some really good things out there in Columbia, Missouri. Guys, really appreciate a nice conversation about these two teams. Here's a look at the remaining schedules for Bama. They've got Tennessee at home at Bryant-Denny next week. They've got LSU and Oklahoma, 3 out of the next 4. For Mizzou, they will be at Auburn next weekend.